Howdy, howdy. We have back and biceps today, as in the title. Maybe some shoulders too. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do some shoulders. I feel pretty good today. But training is same as usual. Rows, pull downs, obviously. I think we're gonna hit some more pull downs than usual today. Maybe do like 4 or 5 sets of pull downs, because I usually only do 2 or 3 sets. Right, but I think my back, I want to get a little bit more wider, right? So I think if I decimate my pull downs today and I obliterate my back in that way, I think that would be a good idea. That's a good plan. Biceps, same as usual. I'm gonna do a couple sets, but after every workout, not after like every workout, but during the workout, I'm gonna add like a pump set at the end of everything. All right, I'm gonna do a set of, for back, I'm gonna do like pullovers. Biceps, it's that, that one seated kind of pump thing. Chest is gonna be that one kind of new pressing that I did yesterday in my video. Triceps will be like maybe like a, I don't know, I still gotta figure out triceps. Legs will be just maybe like a leg extension, maybe. I don't know, I gotta figure it out. Gotta figure that out. But I think pump works are fun just because you look massive afterwards and it gets a little more of a sweat going on. But, so, I don't know if you guys question, right? But I doubt you guys do, because you guys don't see me do that. But what I've been doing more now, especially since I am bulking and I'm able to, my sugar intake, I like to keep low, and I don't really eat many sugars or drink many sugars or whatever, outside of maybe like a little bit of protein bars if I have to, because I eat protein bars at work and that's the only time I eat them. Or I drink these body armors. This one is fruit punch, I think. Yeah, fruit punch right there. And the reason why, you might be saying, oh, that's bad for you. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think it is. That's right. I think it's not a good thing to just have, in your daily, day-to-day, just, that's like your drink that you just commonly drink out of nowhere, right? I don't think that's a good idea to then. But for me, I've always been drinking on water and such. I drink a little one before I go to, just to get more fluid in me as much. Because drinking water, you need to hydrate before your workouts. It's just as important as carbs is too, right? You need carbs and you need, water and such before your workouts. But, the sugars have carbs in them, right? And carbs help you. There's a reason. Well, carbs help you with energy, right? That's the reason why you see powerlifters have a pound of Sour Patch Kids in the gym. It's not something that just like they don't do for any ordinary reason. It's for energy. And for a bodybuilder, yeah, it's energy, but it's also pump, right? And the better pump you have, the better workout you think you had, right? Now, it's not always true, right? A pump doesn't necessarily mean that you've had a good workout. It could just mean that you just did a lot of reps. It could be that you just did a lot of blood flow, and that's true, I think, because when I do like a lower weight heavy set, I don't really get much of a pump. I get a good feel for the workout. I'm not like not getting any feel about what I'm doing, but it's more just like, I'm trying to boost my weight up, and I'm trying to get more weight on that exercise next week. Vice versa. I'm trying to, get more blood flow in the area for pump sets, right, rather than weight. So I like to focus on my form and focus on that deep stretch and a really good squeeze in the chest or something, But I think if you're cutting, stay away from the sugars as much as you can. How I see it is keep your low fats high enough, like, where your hormones are all in check. But keep your carbs high and protein very high, right? Carbs and protein are your biggest friends. And when you're cutting, I think it's more essential to get more clean carbs, like less sugary carbs, like more like fiber carbs. So I always eat these fiber gummies before my workouts too, because they have like a gram of sugar in them, and they have 24 carbs in these little packs. they're like this big, and I could just down them really quickly, and I eat 2 packs before the gym. They do make you poop though because they're fibers, so just be wary on that. But if you're cutting, like I said, fibers, keep that high because it also makes your stomach feel a lot better, and it trims your waist down too. Like your waist will get smaller with more fibers, which is kind of a cool thing. But and also gives you carbs, and like I said, rice, fibers. So like I'm pretty sure it's like some like berries have a lot of fibers in them and stuff. Just rice. I mean, there's a lot of things that have. I mean, sweet potatoes. You have a lot of things that you could eat on a cut. But for a bulk, I think you should obviously still eat clean. Like I am always very much of a adversary for eating clean on a bulk still. I'm not the most clean person on my bulk. Like sometimes, like last night I ate a cheat meal. I ate 6 slices of pizza, right? But that was my only cheat meal for the day, and the rest of the stuff was pretty clean, I think you should, on a bulk, I think you should, get your calories in, but in a clean mandatory, right? If you're just constantly eating dirty stuff, like if you want a dirty bulk, sure, you might add on a lot of size to that. You might add on a little muscle and a little strength in like the first few weeks, maybe a couple months doing that. But after that, you've added on a lot of fat to your frame, for one, so it's going to be harder to cut down if you want to cut down a little bit. And two, you're going to plateau eventually on strength, and your hormones are going to be all messed up. So if you're clean bulking, at least, for one, your hormones aren't all messed up, so your recovery and all that will still be better than if you're dirty bulking. Two, if you plateau and you literally can't go up in weight, or your strength is plateauing, okay, stay right there, and you don't have as much fat to cut then, So I always think keep yourself in check with your diet as much as you can, because a lot of people just think, hey, I'm gonna get up as much weight as I can. Well, for one, a lot of that's probably water weight, because you're eating a lot of sodium on a bulk, more likely than not, and so you're keeping a lot of fat and a lot of, oh my gosh, dude, can you drive properly? Goodness gracious, this guy beside me keeps trying to crash in here. But when I say bulk also, I don't mean gain 5 pounds every week. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. I think a pound, maybe a pound and a half in a week is good. 2 pounds is maybe alright. But after a certain point, like if you've been gaining 2 pounds every week for 10 weeks, you've gained 20 pounds in 10 weeks. And a lot of that's probably not fully muscle, especially if you're later on in your years of lifting. A lot of that probably is maybe some fat, but do what your body, allows you to do, because I know a lot of people can do a dirty bulk, especially in the beginning, like if they're lifting years for skinny guys. Skinny guys, I was one of them myself. Please dirty bulk in the beginning, and after some time, clean bulk, or maintain what you've dirty bulked from. But that's only for skinny guys, right? Eat as much as you can, eat whatever you can, right? But also don't just okay, I'm gonna dirty bulk, so I'm gonna eat a pound of butter each and every day, and that's all I'm eating. I want you to still get your protein, your sufficient amount of carbs in, and still be rather healthy, right? But if you want to eat a couple of Jack's pizzas a day, screw it. If you're gonna gain weight, that's probably not a bad thing, because you're mandatory, right? You need to bulk, But for people who've been lifting, I don't think dirty bulking is as good as everyone says it is, because, like I said, sure, you're gaining weight, you're probably putting on mass, but it comes to a certain point where you're gonna plateau, and then your hormones are gonna be all messed up, and then you're gonna have to burn a lot more fat, and then you're probably gonna lose muscle during when you want to cut and you want to burn fat. So just be smart, right? At the end of the day. But we're gonna get into the gym now. I've been ranting for 10 minutes now. And I like to kind of get to, I like you guys kind of getting to the lift and everything. And I like jamming out to my music. And I'm already at my gym, so I'm going to be out in my car for a second jamming out to some music. So I'll see you guys in there in a second. All right, so the first movement is going to be a lat bias movement on the hammer strength row. Going to be doing 3 sets. Going to do 5 to 10 reps on this. Train heavy, train partials at the end. Keep your elbows as close as you can to your body, as tight as you can. You'll have more lat bias that way. I got an extra 2 reps on this today on both sides, so that's pretty cool. Here we're training the mid to upper back. And what you want to do, you're going to want to go up and retract your shoulder blades and kind of at the same time do a row move at the same time to emphasize hitting your back as much as you can. So if you need to go lighter on the weight, that's fine, but don't go too light where it's a warm-up. But do 5 to 10 reps for these. Squeeze as much as you can. Go slow on the way down and contract as much as you can and convert them into kelso shrugs after you can't do no more reps. We're also doing 2 sets on this as well. Now we're going to try to make our back wider and make it look like a Dorito back. So we're just going to train heavy on some lat pull downs. Train around the 4 to 8 rep range. Do about 2 to 4 sets for these. Try to go as far down as you can comfortably to feel your lats. Try to put your elbows in as much as you can. Last couple reps, do some partials and swing the reps down to get a couple extra reps if you can. Just mainly just get a great stretch on the way up, so go slow on the way up and do some partials. Now, since we're done with all of our big sets and kind of heavier things, we're going to be doing just a fatigue kind of burnout set with some pullovers. I'm going to do a set of these today. Train moderately heavy, but enough where you're just going to get mainly pump or getting blood flow to the area. Now we're focusing on preacher curls now for the biceps, and I did 3 sets today. I train relatively light on these just because it's a big kind of injury thing. Usually you're using a straight bar if you're going to kind of tear your biceps, but these I don't go all the way down, just a little above where your arm's fully straightened to keep constant tension on the bicep as well. Train around the 6 to 10 rep range, and at the end of the reps, you'll see. Try to get an extra couple reps, so go off the seat a little bit and kind of swing it up there if you can. Help with your pump too. Now here is to help with the brachialis and also just the bicep as well for your forearms and everything to make your arms look thicker and wider from the front. Train heavy with these. Train around the 4 to 8 rep range for this. Just get a great squeeze at the top. And for these, I like to have the cables high enough where if I'm not strong enough to get the last rep, I like to do a dead stop and then do it again. That helps me with the pump as well, and also just helps me get the last couple reps. And Oosh. What's going on? We're done. Pretty good day. Pump. So. I since I do back first, my back pump's never there when I do posing. And like I said, it's not even worth it for me to do posing for you guys, because for one, I'm in a locker room, and like recording in the locker room, that's kind of weird personally, I think, unless it's like a dead gym. but I come around like right before like the rush. I come around like 1:30 or 2ish, 12 sometimes. But so like I just don't want like people to be naked in the locker room and I'm recording. I would obviously censor that out and they wouldn't even be seen at all. Like I would totally black everything out besides me. But like I just feel like they wouldn't think that, and they would be like, hey, you can't record in here, and I would understand that. You know, I don't, because I wouldn't fully trust another guy recording in the locker room either. I'd be like, oh, he's probably recording me naked right now and he's gonna post me on TikTok or something, because I know that's happened before, and that's why like recording in locker room is banned. And it's also like you'd have naked people in your gallery. So, but if I ever find another gym in the future ever with like a posing room or something, I don't think I'm ever gonna, I don't think I'm gonna find another gym for a long while now, because for one, I'm gonna be moving out soon and I'm gonna be going to that gym still. And two, I just like that gym a lot. I think I've fully gotten over my anxiety of recording in the gym, because for one, it almost feels like you're a beginner in the gym again. Like you get anxiety about people looking at you and stuff. But I mean, as long as you're not being a dickhead about it, I don't understand. I got oh, there we go. Oh, I had that sneeze wanting to come up the whole time. Okay, back to what I was saying though. As long as you're not being a dick about it, I don't understand like the concept of people hating to be on a camera or being recorded, because we're being recorded all the time, everywhere. You can't do anything without being recorded, you know, like legit. But some people, when they see a tripod in the gym and a camera, they freak out and they're like, oh my gosh, you know. And I understand. Like I talked to a guy about it. He was like, you know, maybe just some people don't want to be put on the internet and stuff, and that's fine. I totally understand. You want your kind of anonymous vibe, or you want just you don't want to be on the internet. That's fine. But more likely, they have a Facebook account. You have something, and you're always on the internet somehow. You're on somebody else's Facebook. You're on somebody else's Instagram. You're on somebody else's something, right? Unless you're 105 years old, but you're still probably on their Facebook. So I think honestly, everyone out there is on the internet somewhere, unless you're like in the boonies and you don't have a phone, or you have a phone that's not on, you know, the database of the government or whatever. But you know, I'm happy that I've gotten over my fear of recording, because now I can record for you guys. I can record for myself, you know, track my progress and stuff. But you know, it's just a good feeling overall to finally just be like, wow, now I don't have to be worried about, you know, whatever not. The only time I wouldn't record is for one, a rest day. Two, I have zero to little time and I'm going to the closest gym near me, and that would be like the Y, and they don't like recording there, and there's a lot more people and it's compact in that space, so I feel worse with the tripod there. Or three, I'm working out with like other people that are unfamiliar with me at recording, like some work guys. They want me to go to the gym with them, and I don't know how they would feel about me recording. Like they would just, I think they'd be weird about it, and they would just, you know, whatever. But you know, I don't want to make anybody feel awkward. That's the thing, is like, I'm fine with being around a camera now. And as a kid, like, I was back in like 2018, 2019, even 20, oh, what the hell? This thing is, okay, wait. Okay, there we go. If I'll just have to hold it again if it does that. But back in 2020 or something like that, I had a YouTube channel. I think. Yeah, I had a YouTube channel. I don't know where it went or where the content or anything, but I used the screen record on my Xbox, and I found out a way it was really janky. I had to record a clip every, like, a minute and 30 seconds. A minute and 30 seconds I had to record a new clip. It was so stupid. But I did, like, 4 videos, and I really wish I found those videos, or I probably could find those videos somewhere, but I just don't have any idea where those videos went. Because I had that channel before this channel. I said I posted like 4 videos. Or I think I recorded 4 videos. And maybe it's on my phone even. But it was like really janky. But I wanted to be even a Minecraft YouTuber. And just like record videos. And I didn't have a mic or anything. Or face cam or anything. And it was just the music and, you know, Minecraft. And it was just a really chill kind of Xbox One, like, just vibe, you know. I really enjoyed doing that, other than the part where I had to record at 1 minute and 30 seconds. It was really dope to do that. And I think I've always had like a want in like videography and like kind of just being a part of the YouTube space. I've always thought as a kid was super cool. Like, as a dream job, I always wanted to be a YouTuber. Even if, you know, like my original dreams were like, I wanted to be a professional soccer player, and then be a professional basketball player, and then now I want to be a bodybuilder, obviously. And it's still like, I want to do all the things, or do that thing, plus do YouTube, right? And YouTube has always been part of it. If I was a professional basketball player, I was also going to do YouTube. Maybe, I don't know, that's probably not true. But like, you know, just the idea of making a living off of YouTube, or just, you know, making enough where I'm happy with it, right? And be able to have a community on all this YouTube stuff, that's just, for one, unimaginable right now. Like, it's like, I can't even comprehend that feeling, or what it's gonna be like, or what it will be like, or anything. And just like, I can't imagine, like, there was this one time, before even I started being consistent again with YouTube, I did like 3 videos and I stopped again. And I remember I was at Outback with my girl, my buddy, and his girl, and we were all eating, and I went to the bathroom, and this guy had no idea, and we weren't in my hometown. We were in a space where I usually was at, though, so he might have seen me out in public. But he said, "Hey man, I know you." And I go, "What? How?" And he goes, "Dude, I know you from YouTube. I like your videos, bro." And that was the first time anybody's ever said that to me. And I was like, wow, what? Well, thank you, man. Thank you for watching, bro. Thank you for, like, you know, giving me that, like, you know, give me that support, you know. And that was really cool. And I went back to my table, and they were like, "Whoa, really?" And that's how I felt. I was like, what? You know, so just like meeting people in real life that know you from this type of stuff is so bizarre to me, because it's such a small space, especially right now. Like, everybody that comments, I see every comment, and I appreciate every comment, you know, because for one, you're reaching out, you're doing more than just watching the video, you're actually interacting. And two, I think with the algorithm, you're allowing me to spread also to other people. So like, if you comment, like, subscribe, whatever, or even just watch my video, right? I very much appreciate it. Like, you guys don't even understand, right? Like, it's just a bizarre thing to kind of think about one day, because I'm going to be as consistent as I can with this thing, you know, with all the shorts and with, you know, everything like that. I'm hoping I can meet more of you guys out there, you know, for those of you guys who watch my videos, you know, because I even have, like, I have a short demographic. It's like, majority of my people are 20 to like 25 or whatever, and then like a little, like, there's like 4% or 13 to 18, and then, you know, blah blah blah. But then I even have like some 60s and 70-year-olds. Like, that's just so cool, you know, having such a wide demographic of people, you know. Like Sam Sulek, he went on a flight, and he the pilot knew him. He was an old pilot, like one of his like last flights or whatever, or something. He was like an older pilot. He was like, "What's up, Sam? He goes, "How was the flight, Sam?" And Sam Sulek, he was like, "That's just crazy how, like, all this happened, you know." And I'm totally agreeing with that. And yeah, I don't even know, I'm not even up to that level at all, dude. But just like having that thing that happened like a year ago, like, it just wows me, thinking like, oh yeah, people actually watch my video. Even if it's a very few small amount of people, I still have people interacting or engaging or watching, you know. And I just think that's a whole crazy experience. But I've been yapping about the same thing just because it's bizarre to me. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Keep grinding, y'all. Keep going after those dreams. Don't let anybody tell you differently. I love you guys. Bye-bye.